We are tracking multiple days for potential severe weather, with damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes being on the table. So I'm going to be talking about what you need to know about these severe weather potentials. So let's jump straight into today's video. So here is the Day 1 Storm Prediction Center Outlook. The Storm Prediction Center has a chance for severe weather all the way from central Texas all the way to the Great Lakes region. We have a very large area today that we have a chance for severe weather. We have this level 1 out of 5, which is this green, which is a marginal risk, where we could see a few scattered severe storms today. That includes Columbus, Ohio, and Dallas, and some of these other areas like Pittsburgh. You guys are inside of that marginal risk for severe weather today, which is level 1 out of 5. There's a chance we could see a few scattered severe thunderstorms today, so be aware for that. We have a level 2 out of 5 slight risk over here, going from parts of central Texas all the way up to the Great Lakes region, and one over here in parts of the Northeast. We've got to be watching up here too for potential severe weather as well. Then we also have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk over here in parts of the Midwest, eastern Iowa to southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio, and southern Michigan. You guys are inside of that enhanced risk, and that goes from Cedar Rapids all the way down to Toledo, Ohio. You guys are inside of that enhanced risk. That does include Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin, and Illinois over there towards Cedar Rapids, and Waterloo, Iowa, Lansing, Michigan, Kalamazoo. You guys are inside of that enhanced risk areas. So if you're inside that orange enhanced risk, please make sure you're staying weather aware today. We also have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risks down here in parts of Oklahoma, where we could see some severe weather as well. So if we check out our tornado risk is pretty concerning. So we have a tornado conditional intensity group 2 risk over here in parts of southwestern Wisconsin and northeastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. We could see potentially large and strong EF3 plus tornadoes. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but this is definitely something that we got to be watching very closely. This does include Madison, Rockford, Janesville, over there towards Lubbock. You guys are inside of that level tornado conditional intensity group 2 risk. We also got tornado conditional intensity group 1 risk going around that, which is those dashed lines. We could see a strong tornado in there as well. So we got that 2% tornado risk, which is pretty low, but isolated tornado or 2 will be a potential if you're in that 2% tornado risk. And then we got another 5% tornado risk down here in parts of Oklahoma. Like central Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, over there towards southeastern Kansas, including Wichita. I think we can see some tornadoes down there. Then we got a 10% and another 5% and 10% tornado risk up here. And we got another 5% for parts of Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Michigan, over there towards northwestern Ohio and northern Indiana, parts of southern Wisconsin. You guys are inside of that 5% tornado risk up there. And then we got this 10% tornado risk up here as well. So especially if you're in that 10%, but we also have a chance for maybe an isolated tornado or 2 up here in the northeast, including Montpelier over there towards Albany, New York. We could have an isolated tornado or 2 with some of those storms out there. So please be aware for potential tornadoes, and make sure you have a way to get alerts, because you need to have a way to get alerts today, because we could see some pretty decent storms out there. We have a 30% wind risk out here in parts of southern Michigan, southeastern Wisconsin, northeastern Illinois, northern Indiana, and northwestern Ohio. 30% wind risk. Watching these areas for potential damaging wind gusts. We also have a wind conditional intensity group 1 risk, so damaging wind gusts will be a potential today as well in these areas. If you guys want to know the levels, it's just right at the top of my screen right here. And then our hail risk here. Hail is going to be a pretty big concern, as you can see right here. We have a 30% wind risk, for 30% hail risk up here, marked with a hail conditional intensity group 2 risk. So very large hail is going to be a potential out here. So please make sure you're parking your car in the garage so that doesn't get damaged by hail if you're in this highlighted area. Even down here, we can see some very large hail in parts of Oklahoma. So yeah, just make sure you're parking your car in the garage so that it doesn't get damaged by hail, because we could see some pretty large hail out here today. So please make sure you're being aware for that. Here is some, think of it as storm field, convective available potential energy. It's going to be off the charts today. Our CAPE is going to be off the charts. Look at this, guys. We're going to have some levels of CAPE. We got 4,500 joules per kilogram out there today, and 4,000 joules per kilogram. We're going to have a lot of instability for making the environment favorable for tornadoes. So, I mean, it's just going to be off the charts. So please be aware for that. This is just instability here. And we could, like, be aware for watches and warnings, because there's a chance we can get severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches out there. So, and yeah, it's a pretty good heads up when you get that by the Storm Prediction Center. It's a pretty good heads up. And even our SIGTOR is kind of off the charts too. So here's our SIGTOR here. You can see we got some levels of SIGTOR. You can see this is pretty high right here. This is a pretty high level of a SIGTOR here, as you can see. So, like, we could see some pretty significant tornadoes potentially out there. Pretty strong ones will be a potential with some of those storms that might pop up out there. So, yeah. Kind of just gonna have some of these thunderstorms, some of this rain. Okay, we're gonna have some of that rain, and it's gonna push into the northeast. And then you can see here, we could see some severe weather in parts of Pennsylvania, Ohio today. This is at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then you can see some of these storms out here inside the slight risk. And once again, we do even have a potential for a isolated tornado or two out here in the northeast potentially today as well. So be aware for that as some of those storms push through. And then notice some of these supercells and some of these storms that start popping up out here and get their act together around 5 p.m. over here. You can really see some of these storms out here in Chicago. You guys could end up with a pretty nasty storm later, so just make sure you're having a way to get alerts out there and stay weather aware. But there's some of those storms that will start popping up, and this is the storms should probably get near Milwaukee around 9 p.m. Eastern. And then you can see down here in this enhanced risk down there in parts of Oklahoma, you can see some of those storms 5 p.m. Eastern right there is when they should start getting their act together. So a pretty dangerous day for severe weather. So, and be aware for that. And we do have some instability out there, and so I have this a slight risk out there, which is why we still have that tornado risk. So, yeah. And guess what? It doesn't stop today. We have a severe weather chance tomorrow as well. We have a severe weather chance for tomorrow on Wednesday, all the way from central Texas up towards the Great Lakes region. We have a chance for severe weather. We got 2 slight risks. We got a level 2 out of 5 slight risk over here for parts of eastern Oklahoma up towards southern Wisconsin. Another slight risk for northeastern Ohio to western Pennsylvania, where we have a chance to see severe weather tomorrow on Wednesday. We do have a chance for an isolated tornado or two inside of this 2%. We have chances for tornadoes inside of this 5% tornado risk as well. Maybe a strong wind side of that conditional intensity group 1 risk for tomorrow on Wednesday. Damaging winds and hail will be the main concern, though. So, yeah, some of these areas that got hit by severe weather today might get hit again tomorrow. So, and as we get into Thursday, we have a severe weather threat over here in the Ohio Valley, all the way from parts of northwestern Tennessee up to parts of Ohio, western Ohio, where we do have a potential for some scattered severe thunderstorms. As we get into Friday, we have this is really concerning. I'm watching Friday very closely here, as we have a chance for severe weather all the way from parts of Oklahoma up to western Wisconsin. We've got 30% any severe risk out here. So I'm watching Friday very closely. Even as we get into Saturday, we have another severe weather chance. So just watch this very closely, as we could see some severe storms. Damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes will be a potential. But even as we get into Saturday, we're watching these areas for potential severe weather. So you can see Friday's severe weather potential. If we push this up some more, you can see there, Friday, I'm watching very closely for potential severe weather. Because we can even have some CAPE out there, convective available potential energy, making the environment favorable for tornadoes, instability. So Friday, I'm watching very closely as well for potential severe weather. Saturday, though, too. So, yeah, a pretty active stretch of severe weather coming up, and it's still not going to be calming down. But as you can see here, there's CAPE out there. Convective available potential energy is still going to be off the charts even on Friday. Excessive rainfall is going to be a concern today as well in these areas, so be aware for that flooding. And then, yeah, that will continue into tomorrow. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next weather update video.